I'm Kevin, and I'm joined by my co-host with Harrison Bader like hair.
Yeah, it's a weird ordeal. Katie is just proving to be childish.
Which is why I don't feel I would give $5 million to Jack Campbell.
I don't know. Baseball is one of those sports where anyone who makes the playoffs really can be a contender.
I think the Padres definitely do it.
I don't think Donovan Mitchell gets traded.
Kyrie Irving does have the track record of not being a great locker room fit, or even good locker room fit.
Bader got some luscious locks. I gotta say it.
This is Zach Bigley, the broadcaster for the Frisco Rough Riders, and you're listening to Outsiders Opinions with Kevin and Austin. You guys better subscribe.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to our NFL Opinions of the Week. We are already almost done with our top 10s in the NFL. Today we have the offensive linemen in Austin. I'm sure I left a lot of great names off my list.
I know I did. I know I did. There's so many, and there's definitely guys that are dealing with injuries right now, or that I don't really know where to put. I think offensive linemen are the hardest. I think in a lot of cases with offensive linemen, you notice them when they're bad more than you notice them when they're good. And I think that does create a sense of where a lot of like casual viewers do not appreciate the amount of helpfulness that you can get from having a top right tackle, left tackle, right guard, center in the league.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree. And yeah, and this one, like you, or I'll let you say just kind of what difficult it is. Hard to dial in and really focus because you need the nitty gritty details of what an offensive lineman is supposed to do. And sometimes they may be told by the quarterback reading defenses, hey, go block this guy. And then the defense fooled the quarterback.
Yeah. And again, this is also based on, I did not create like positional value. Like if I just think they're really good and how good they are at center, that increased it more than the fact that like, I think you've got to have a better left tackle than you would a center, right? To protect for passing situations. But I don't know if you factored that in at all.
I did not. I just kind of went, who do I think the best guys are? And a lot of them, I have a lot of left tackles on my list, but I think they're just, by in nature, they're the best offensive linemen because you want your left tackle as your best offensive lineman. But I just noticed these guys a lot. I can kind of go straight into it. My honorable mention is Laramie Tunsil, left tackle now for Washington. He is a guy that, what got him off this list was a lot of false start penalties, but he's a fantastic blocker.
Yeah, I don't have him as an honorable mention. One of my honorable mentions is Elton Jenkins for the Packers. He's extremely talented. He just unfortunately was not a part of my list. Another guy is Chris Lindstrom, the right guard for the Atlanta Falcons. Both of those guys were honorable mentions for me, but did not make my list.
Yeah, Chris Lindstrom did not make my list, but that's a great honorable mention because he's just been fantastic. I'll let you go into your number 10.
Yeah, so this was really tough. And this is a guy that's definitely higher than this if he's not injured right now. And that's Tristan Wirfs. I think Tristan Wirfs, you could argue, is the best left tackle in football. But we don't know how long he's going to play this season. We do know that he will come back early in the year. And when he comes back, he'll be amazing. But apparently the Buccaneers are evaluating the offensive tackle market. And I don't think you do that if he's not – if he's guaranteed to come back early in the year. I don't think you do that. So but even if he plays 12 games, I still think he's a top 10 offensive lineman. He's amazing. And if he was not hurt, he would easily be in my top 5. But I have to account for that because it is a prediction and not a current ranking.
Yeah, he's a great pick. He is in my top 10, but he is not my 10. My 10 is Quinn Miners with the Broncos. He is the right guard for them. He's been fantastic. And then I'll just go into my 9, which is Tristan Wirfs.
Is that a similar reason to me, or?
So you do bring up the injury, but I do think there are a lot of guys where Tristan Wirfs, I think, can get into the top 5, but there are just guys I had above him.
Well, last year he was all pro first team. I think he was the best left tackle in football last year. Again, he's been all pro first team now in 2 different positions, which is extremely remarkable. And I just think injuries have kind of slowed him down. My next guy is Deion Dawkins. He's my number 9 from the Bills. He's been a Pro Bowler the last 4 years. And I do think that he's a big reason why Josh Allen can stay healthy and stay upright. And I think that he continues to be a good player this year. He's just now 31. And I think that lineman is a place where you maybe don't think that they age well, but I do think they do. I mean, he's been extremely consistent over the last 4 years. He missed 1 game last year, missed 2 games in 22, missed 1 game in 21. But he plays in the majority of the games, and he's been a Pro Bowler again the last 4 years. And I think Deion Dawkins is extremely, extremely talented.
Yeah, he is extremely talented. He is not on my list, though, but you talk about age, and that goes into my 8, which is Trent Williams with the 49ers. He is lower on my list because of the injuries, and we talk about age and wearing on the body. I do think it is starting to catch up to him, which is why he's at 8. But I do think he's a fantastic left tackle when he's on the field.
Okay. My number 8 is from the Ravens. It's Tyler Linderbaum. He's an extremely talented center for them, and I think that he will continue to improve as the years go on.
Yeah, he was a tough cut for me, but yeah, he's been impressive. We can go into my 7, which is Quentin Nelson with the Colts. He is a great left guard, but I do think he had an incredible start to his career. Then I think he struggled a little bit, and now he's getting back to what he was.
Yeah, he's also on my list. He's not my next guy, but he is also on my list. I do think that's a good pull. He's somebody that, like you said, is getting older, but I think that he will be pretty good. My next guy is Joe Thuney. Thuney has been a mainstay for Kansas City over the last 4 years. Now he's with Chicago. We'll see how that ends up working out, and they did need a great improvement. And he's been a great guard for them. And now that he's again with Chicago, they've really struggled with offensive line since I've watched football. It's usually like they're one of the teams that usually has one of the worst offensive lines. But now that they have Joe Thuney, I think that's a big improvement there.
Yeah, I think it was a fantastic improvement for them. And it was sad that the Chiefs had to let him go, but you have Trey Smith. And the thing is, for Thuney, he was getting older to me. And I do think his value was less last year for the Chiefs because he had to play left tackle. But going in for left guard for the Bears should be really helpful for him. And
you know what's crazy about him is that he was 10th in Offensive Player of the Year voting last year.
Wow.
Player of the Year, yeah. He's been an All-Pro first team now twice. All-Pro second team he's also been twice. I may say for extremely competitive teams. Obviously, he's played in a ton of Super Bowls now. I mean, he played with 3 with the Patriots, and now he's played in 3 with Kansas City as well.
Mm-hmm. So really incredible, but that was a tough cut for me. Now we go into 6, where this guy has dealt with injuries, but he pushes through it and still plays incredibly well. Lane Johnson is my number 6, the right tackle for the Eagles.
Yeah, that's another guy I have higher. My number 6 is Quentin Nelson. You mentioned him recently. Nelson is, like you said, was extremely, extremely good last year. He has dealt with. I remember he was hurt in 2021, I believe, but he's been a Pro Bowler every year of his career, and he's kind of gotten back, like you said, into that part. I do think some of those Pro Bowls are maybe because people remember how good he was before, but last year he was extremely talented, and I think that he will continue that.
Yeah, and now we go into 5. This one is left guard for the Dallas Cowboys, Tyler Smith. He's a guy that has really developed into a strong player at the guard position, can play tackle well, but I think his best position is at left guard.
Yeah, that's my next guy as well. What are we at? 5?
5, yeah. So you and I are in agreement once again.
Yeah, for similar reasons as you. He was very good this past year, and I think that will continue. He's a younger guy, so him being on the list is impressive.
Yeah. Now we go into 4. This is a guy I remember. We saw him when we got drafted. We were huge fans of him. Penei Sewell, the right tackle for the Lions, to me is just going to get even better this year.
Yeah. My number 4 is a guy you mentioned recently. It's Lane Johnson. He's getting older, but I have him a little bit higher than you. I just realized I don't have Trent Williams on my list. I think it's because of all the injury stuff. I mean, he continues to. I mean, how old is he going to be? Yeah, 37, and he has not played 16 games. Which this is a crazy stat. He's not played 16 games, Kevin, since 2013.
Wow, that's incredible.
Now he's played 15 games in 2023, 14 games in 2022, and he usually misses some games during the season. But last year in 10 games, he wasn't his normal self, and so that's why I don't have him at all on mine. But yeah, I said number 4 is Lane Johnson. He is a 99 in Madden. Not that matters at all, but he is a 99 in Madden.
Yeah. Yeah, and I understand not having Trent Williams and and having Lane Johnson higher. I think if you're a team and you just have one of these guys, I think you're incredibly well off, and you're just like, can we get some okay guys to put them around him? Now we go into 3. I mentioned him earlier as an aside. The Chiefs chose Trey Smith over Joe Thuney. Trey Smith is my number 3 offensive lineman. He is really an incredible player and just anchors that middle when it was Thuney, Creed, Humphrey, and Smith. And I think he provides a really stabilizing presence as the Chiefs continue to figure out what they need to have at the right tackle position.
Yeah, he did not make my list. That's a tough cut.
Ooh.
But I do have a Chiefs guy here, and it's Creed Humphrey. I think Creed Humphrey is the best player on their offensive line. The way he can move guys to help their run game and also just be a stalwart. I mean, he's been a Pro Bowler the last 3 years of his career, All-Pro first team last year. I think he's the best player on their offensive line.
All right. Yeah, so now we can go into number 2. For me, I have Jordan Mailata. The Eagles left tackle, played rugby and then transitioned to football in college. To me, he's impressive and just a fantastic left tackle with his size and what he can do.
Yeah, that's a good pick. He's on my list, but he's not my number 2, so that kind of gives a hint there. But my number 2 is Penei Sewell. Where would the Bengals be if they drafted him over Jamar? We don't know, but that was a great decision by the Lions, and they made they kind of built their entire kind of system around him, and he's been extremely productive over his entire career, really.
Yeah, so you mentioned your one, or kind of hinted at it. My one is Creed Humphrey with the Chiefs. You mentioned just how he's better. I do agree he's better than Trey Smith on the Chiefs, and I just believe he is the best position or best guard or best lineman in the NFL right now. I think he's really incredible and does a lot for the Chiefs.
Yep, that's why I had him so high. I think he kind of makes the guys around him a lot better.
All right. And then now your one is Jordan Mailata?
Yep, that is my one.
Kind of what do you see from him that makes him stand above everyone else?
I think that his athleticism is extremely impressive at his size. I think rugby really kind of factors in there. His ability to stay on his feet, and he's so strong. I think that at some point, I know that, again, Madden says Lane Johnson's better, but I don't really see that. And that's why I think they put Mailata as the left tackle. And I think he's been getting better every year. And I think this year, hopefully, he has a healthier season than he did last year. He did miss 5 games last year. But in the playoffs, I thought he was extremely impressive. And that only furthers my reasoning. I mean, he's 6'8", 370, and he moves like he's 6'5", 6'4". So it is extremely impressive what he can do.
Yeah, and let us know your thoughts in the comments. We appreciate you listening to Outsiders Opinions.